What is going on, you guys? I hope you guys really enjoyed my Jurassic World review series. Now, today is finally the time that I'm going to be ranking all 6 Jurassic Park movies from worst to best. Now, you've seen many people do this before, and I will say that my ranking is probably going to be a little bit different from some people. And just know, it's my list. You're not going to change my mind, and you can't judge me for it. It's just my opinion about it. You can comment on my ranking, but don't do it in a negative way. So just know that my ranking is my ranking, and I mostly rank movies based off of how much I'm going to rewatch them again rather than the quality. Because if it's a if it's a bad movie that I actually like, I might put it a little bit higher on the list. Or if it's a movie that I think is bad but really well made, I might put it lower on the list. It's just my opinion. You can't change my mind about that. So guys, let's get started with my Jurassic World ranking. Now you might notice a pattern here, but that's fine. It's better than seeing the same ranking done over and over again by different people, but now you get to see a different ranking done by many people. You kind of have to pick and choose. I'm sure it's not really that difficult of a decision to make. But guys, let's get started with my ranking for the Jurassic Park review series, starting with number 6, the bottom one, the one that I actually dislike, the only Jurassic Park film that I actually do not like, and I will not rewatch again unless I absolutely have to, which hopefully that won't be soon, is going to be the new one, Jurassic World Dominion. This one was a big train wreck from start to finish. The whole locust idea did not work for me. Bringing back old characters, they didn't fully encompass them the way they should have. But all in all, the dinosaur action was fun, but then again, all that action does not quite make up for the fact that this movie was way too long and too slow for me. So, number 6 is Jurassic World Dominion. Number 5 is what many people will probably say is the worst. A lot of people, you'll see this on the bottom of a lot of people's lists, but number 5 for me is going to be Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. This one should have been the worst one for me. Like, I was hoping that Dominion was going to be better than this, but they made a lot of issues here too, but surprisingly the issues in Dominion overtook this one. Now, this movie I can rewatch again despite how crazy it is, but I will say that some character motivations were not very well utilized. The whole idea of Maisie being a clone wasn't quite there for me. I was like, what? Like, it's like they shoved that in just to create a shocking moment, and it did not work for me. And I don't like the idea how that girl released the dinosaurs, and she said, I had to release them. They would have died if they didn't. I'm like, it would have been great for society if they had died off. So you practically just ruined the whole world. So, all in all, it's watchable, especially the first half when they're on Isla Sorna and they're trying to outrun the volcano. That was a great point of the film, but I have to say, it's not quite the best. It is watchable despite the flaws, though, but it's a very flawed movie that I can't see myself rewatching again. So yeah, number 5 is Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Number 4 might surprise some of you because I know a lot of people put this one pretty high on the list. I've seen this on like people's number 2 maybe. But number 4 for me is Jurassic World. Now, hear me out on this one. I put this one lower because after rewatching it again for the first time since 2015, it went lower on my list. Like, this would have been number 3. This would have been a spot higher, but surprisingly, I did not like it that much a second time. Now, I like Chris Pratt, and I like the idea that he trains velociraptors, and I do like how it's an open park now where thousands of people are on the island trying to outrun all these dinosaurs. Great idea. So they really changed that. But I don't like the idea how they took a new dinosaur, just like they did it again in Fallen Kingdom, but they started it here. They took a new dinosaur and they genetically modified a dinosaur that technically doesn't exist. And it was a stupid way to go. And when they said that nobody wants to see regular dinosaurs anymore, I called bullshit on that immediately. Nobody would get bored with dinosaurs ever. Everybody would be interested in that. And I know I would. I could visit that park 100 times in my entire life, and I would never get bored with the dinosaurs that they have there. Because, come on, dinosaurs living on a park for people to see, that's a dream in and of itself. So, yeah. But I have to say, some of the character development didn't work for me, but I did like some of the action. But it did drop a little bit on my list because I didn't quite get the idea for creating a new modified dinosaur. So that's why it dropped a little bit low for me, but it is a watchable film. Number 3, Might surprise some of you again, because a lot of people do put this one near the bottom, but number 3 for me is Jurassic Park 3. I get this is the shortest of the franchise. It's only like 93 minutes long, and I get that this one is more of like a survival story with the group of people who crash land on the island, which is new. Crash land on the island and have to try to escape. And I get that the Kirbys, the ex-husband and wife, who are trying to find their son, they are probably some of the worst characters in the franchise. Unless this new girl Maisie might be worse. Well, we'll see. But I have to say, this movie is very watchable, and I kind of grew up with it, and I actually like it for how different it is. And after watching it again for this whole ranking, it jumped a spot for me because of how entertaining it was. I really enjoyed this film, and I liked how they brought Alan Grant back. He was a great living asset, but I don't like the idea how they used money to get him to go back to the island. Like, if they had just told him from the beginning, hey, look, our son is trapped on the island. We know you've been there before, even though it was a different island. We know you've been there before, and we need your help to help us navigate the island so we can find our son. If they had told him that and he agreed to do it, that would have been a much better way to go. But all in all, very entertaining movie, especially for 90 minutes. This one is very well paced and very fun to watch. So it's really good. Number 2, a lot of people do put this one a little bit lower on the list because a lot of people don't like this movie, but I love it. Number 2 for me is The Lost World, Jurassic Park. This one, a lot of people say they don't care for the story or the drama that ensues in this film, but I really love this film. In fact, I am going to say it, like I said in my original Lost World review, this movie might just be near as perfect as the original, in my opinion. My honest opinion, I think it's very underrated. I think people give it way too much hate. I love the action that ensues, especially with the whole trailer and how it's hanging over the cliff and they're trying to not make the glass break. That's a very intense moment. I like how it's like 30 people trapped on the island trying to all work together, even though these people are enemies and they're doing the complete opposite thing. Like, some people are there just to watch and study the dinosaurs, whereas other people are trying to capture them and bring them back to the mainland for another weird Jurassic Park thing that they're going to be doing. And the fact that they now have to work together to survive, great idea. I like that concept they did. And also, the scene with the Tyrannosaurus running through San Diego and terrorizing everybody. I mean, come on, you can see that's basically the seed that they planted for what Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom and what Dominion were doing. So you can see the seed that was planted there, but I'm glad they stuck it to one monster. And come on, it's the most popular dinosaur they have running through it. If it was a Triceratops, it wouldn't have worked. But great idea. And I also loved Ian Malcolm. I'm glad that he was the main center point for this whole movie, because you can kind of get that this is a guy who thought creating dinosaurs was a bad idea, which he was right the whole time. And I liked seeing him in the lead role. I also loved the relationship that he has with his daughter. I thought that was a really cool moment. And so yeah, Lost World is almost as good as the original in my opinion, and I love it. So yeah, number 2 for me is The Lost World. Number 1, and it's obvious, nobody is gonna think this is nobody's gonna make this different, but the best Jurassic Park film is the original. It's no doubt. It brought dinosaurs to life. The special effects were way ahead of their time. Steven Spielberg brought a classic book to life that everybody can love and enjoy. And I've read the book. I read the 2 books. They're amazing. And Steven Spielberg brought something to this book series that any other director would have probably made it to like a direct-to-DVD movie of some kind involving dinosaurs. And I love the idea of how this whole cast is brought here to study this place so they can see if it's ready for to be open or not. All the dinosaurs are scary, and there's a lot of tense moments. And I grew up with this movie. Like, I watched this on constant repeat all the time when I was young. And that's why it's one of my favorite movies of all time, and is definitely my number 1 Jurassic Park film. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. I hope you guys really enjoy my ranking. Comment what your ranking is down below, but don't trash my ranking. Like I said, it's my ranking. You can't change my mind no matter what you say. You're not going to make me feel bad for doing anything. All you're doing is just stating your opinion. So you guys, thank you very much for watching. Look forward to more reviews very soon. I'm going to be reviewing the Terminator franchise pretty soon. If you guys have been following me for a while, you know I've already reviewed the first film and Dark Fate a while back. So I'm going to be continuing on reviewing Terminator 2 Judgment Day, Rise of the Machines, Salvation, and Genesis. And then afterwards, I'll do a ranking of all those. And at some point in between those, look forward to my iceberg video. And also, I'm going to be reviewing films that I saw earlier this year that I did not get a chance to review because I was in school, but they are films that I currently own, that I liked, and that I really want to get my opinion out there for you guys, because I know that you guys might be curious. What's your opinion on this film? I'll be reviewing movies like The Batman. I'll be reviewing Uncharted, X, Ambulance. So some pretty good films that I saw this year that I can't wait for you guys to listen to my opinion about. So guys, thank you very much for watching my ranking, and I'll see you guys later.